All right, so we're back in this bitch. We're about to get. All right. We having some technical difficulties. All right, so all right, so I'm about to give my we're about to give our final thoughts about the Oscars. It's fucking internet lets us. All right. Anyway, so let's start with Chris Rock's opening monologue. I thought it was fantastic, personally.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought his opening monologue was super dope. He honestly came out perfectly, I think. What about you? I think he killed it this year.
I
Really?
think I think that I think he did a great job. I think that he hit on all the right notes. He pulled on all the right strings, and he didn't pull his punches. Like he talked about everybody. He talked about the African American actors that were going through the boycott, like ridiculing them. He also talked about, from his perspective, like how there's a stigma that for a long period of time that there were no minorities, even in film in general, as well as, like Jor-Els said in our other stream, there are a lot other serious problems that are going on in the diverse sense of people getting shot in the street straight up, versus the things that we can overcome over time. And I think that he did a great job. I think it was hilarious. The only problem that I have, and y'all hear me, is that YouTube shut us down. YouTube
Oh
shut
man,
our
man.
reactions down.
Oh man, we can't even get into that, man.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, yeah.
I got some words for that.
The highlight of the whole Chris Rock thing was when Chris Rock, he was referring to this isn't the only year that there weren't any black nominees in the main categories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There probably weren't. Probably in the 50s, 60s, there was probably some all white nominees because we were too busy getting raped and lynched back in the fucking day. You know what I'm saying? We weren't worried about best cinematography all the time. All right, that's kind of how I felt. Like, this isn't the first time that this has happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't understand why people are just freaking out now. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, we kind of brought it up in the other one, is that people are really short attention spans as far as the perspective of how current events are. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, he made a really great speech, and he was talking about global warming and the impact on that. And it's
Yeah.
there's been advocates.
I was just gonna say, shout out to him mentioning global warming. It's real, kids. Be afraid, but continue.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is, there are activists that literally are trying to do everything they can to get people on the right track. But what happens is people hear somebody, a person of influence or something, where people can jump on the bandwagon in a certain extent, and they kind of float with it. Like that happens from different turns. And I think that with this situation, when it comes to diversity or just minorities in general, given the opportunity to be able to vocalize or even talk about their beliefs or even act in a certain kind of role. With this situation, it's like people like, oh wow, like everybody's looking at movies now, everybody's seeing like, man, this is a problem. But this has been a problem. And it didn't even fall necessarily on the Academy in my perspective. I felt that it fell on the people that chose people for certain roles. Like if it's that Chris Evans versus Chadwick Boswick, like they're lined up for the same exact role for a fiction movie, one that's not based on biography, one that's not like the person of the same race or a different race, but literally could be up in the air for anybody. If they're picking him based on, the color of his skin or his tone or whatever, and it's not that they have like a certain vision for it, then that's a problem. And that's something that from a studio and a production level that people can, say like, look, I want to get behind trying to make sure that people that are the casting directors don't typecast who they have in their perspective of every single role. If that's something that needs to be assessed and adjusted, then that's what we need to talk about. And even Chris Rock kind of alluded to that in not so many words without being overshadowing of saying everybody like, look, y'all, if y'all really had a problem, y'all should have been talking about this a long time ago. But we haven't had a problem because we've been dealing with life and death situations since the 80s that we're aware of.
This isn't the first year that there's been no blacks in the fucking best actor category, you know, supporting category, so on and so forth, you know?
Yeah.
So I just don't understand that mentality. I'm really glad that he threw some shots at Jada Pinkett Smith. You know what I'm saying? It's
Dude,
like
he threw shots at everybody.
It's like, look, woman, I'm sorry to tell you, Jada, but you weren't invited in the first fucking place. So I don't understand how you feel like you have this huge room to give your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Or, well, I should say to boycott. Yeah, let's just boycott the Oscars because your husband didn't make it this year. All right. Well, the truth is, I done seen Concussion, son, and he wasn't that great in it. Sorry to tell you. You know, I love Jada. You know what I'm saying? Love her still, but I strongly disagreed. And it wasn't his. He didn't deserve to be nominated, Will Smith. But Michael B. Jordan did not deserve to be nominated. Just didn't. I mean, there were good performances. But were they great? Could they be argued that they were exceptional? Hell no. Come on, people.
Yeah, and I'll be the devil's advocate in this one. Like the situation with Idris Elba not getting nominated for Best Supporting over Sly, that was a problem for me. And that wasn't right. That wasn't right.
By the way, can you do me a favor and bring up the nominee list? I don't want to put any pressure on the connection. We've gone through some situations, some technical difficulties up in here. I apologize. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't think that the fucking Oscars are being racist all of a sudden this year. You know what I'm saying? Or the past 4 years, I think that's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's funny that you said that because the thing was that Chris Rock basically is like, is the Oscars racist? He's like, you know, they're not the kind of racists that they're just like gonna kill you just for looking at somebody the wrong way, or they're the kind of racist. He kept on doing the different generations of racism. He was like, but yeah, they are, and they get better slowly. But I thought it was funny how he put that.
No, yeah. By the way, the transcript is out there as well, Sam. If you want to bring it up, it's easily accessible. But again, I don't want to test the waters. We seem to be floating pretty good right now.
Yeah, but, here's the best supporting actor list right here.
By the way, we're about to just go all over the fucking place. Just give some of our final thoughts. We'll be moving on here in a second, but let's just bring it back to Chris Rock's performance real quick. Personally, I thought he did an outstanding job. I mean, he made everyone uncomfortable. He made me laugh. I was just happy. You know what I mean? I think he really brought it.
Yeah, I think he did a great job. All in all, like, I mean, one, I thought that, you know, this might be the one time that Chris Rock is going to hold his tongue, and he didn't. He handled it not only with class, but he was himself. Which, being a comedian, if any person that's a great actor and a comedian understands, it's like that is very naked feeling. You know what I'm saying? You could go and get ridiculed, or you could get commended for your bravery in that, and he didn't care. And I think that's why everybody respects his thing. He wasn't plastered all over the news. Like they just like, he did a great job. And that's, even though he was, you know, shrewd, like he did a great job. But the actors for Best Supporting Role: Christian Bale, The Big Short, Tom Hardy, The Revenant, Mark Ruffalo, Spotlight, Sylvester Stallone, Creed, and Mark Rayleigh's Bridge of Spies, who won the Oscar, which he probably was, between him and Tom Hardy, probably the ones that were deserving of it. But my indiscrepancy was that Stallone probably shouldn't been over Idris Elba, nor Mark Ruffalo's debatable in Spotlight. But that was just my personal opinion.
One point I wanted to address is, I mean, unfortunately, I mean it's kind of weird, but you need to consider that just maybe the the black actors that were they just didn't really everyone on the nominee list. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith was not that great. Fuck the cast of he did good, sure, but and to be honest, I wouldn't have nominated anybody in person. It's cool that they gave the script some love with the nomination. Oh man, they was talking about why I nominated. It was good, I think. Oh shit. Okay, hear me now?
I can hear you
Hello?
now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Back up. Shit. Last thing you heard me say.
I mean, I heard what you were saying as far as when you started talking. It was muffled. I have to admit, it was really muffled.
Oh, okay. This main thing I was trying to say that it's the ones that people were cheating that were black deserved it really. They didn't really do that great, or didn't do that great compared to the nominees on the official list. All right,
Yeah.
that's a straight out Compton. Same situation. The thing that rubbed me the wrong way was the Beast of No Nation situation.
Yeah.
It didn't get any love because it was just a Netflix only situation. Wasn't released in any theaters. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know. You have any final thoughts on this category before we move on?
What as far as best supporting actor?
As far as the Oscar, No White and Chris Rock's
I
opening.
mean, just my final thoughts is that I think that Chris Rock did a great job, as well as the president, who's African American, who made a point to say that there are going to be changes, even though she didn't imply what those changes were. For her to get up there vocally, I appreciate it, even though it didn't necessarily matter to me in the sense of like, okay, just you saying that doesn't mean anything. Her acknowledging that, okay, maybe there is some diverse issues that need to be tweeted. But I mean, I think that was just more of a pressure cooker kind of thing. But in general, I thought that the Oscars were pretty good this year. And I mean, to even comment on like what Jor-Els said, it wasn't that, there aren't great black actors out there. It was that this year or last year, the roles and the movies that came out, there were no African Americans in roles that were better than the nominations that were of this year. I think I just
Exactly.
want to make sure I use that as disclaimer in the sense that we're not saying that there aren't amazing black actors out there. There are, I mean, we are actors, we are directors, and we hope, later on that we get adjudged according to our craft and how good we are, regardless of our skin tone. It's that in 2015, there were no African American actors in amazing base roles. And Michael B, they did great jobs, but they weren't necessarily better than anybody that were of the nominations for best actors. I looked at every single one of those movies, and I can say, and I can attest, they didn't do better necessarily. But that's not to say that they won't later on as they grow or as other up and coming black actors come out there. But I'm gonna say this: there has to be a yearning to be the best. If there are not any African American brothers or sisters, out there that have the willingness to push themselves, then there are not going to be any. So, I mean, I urge y'all that are actors or the voice actors or whatever your craft is, perfect your craft, do the best you can. And if you're good, you will get acknowledged regardless of an Oscar or not. And so I just say we need to push it.
Yeah, I mean, I think there definitely should be more diversity, in the main nominee list, you know what I'm saying? But, that's my thing. It's not just a black thing, man. Like, I mean, why isn't there more Latinos in there? Why isn't there more Asians in there? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it shouldn't just be it should be a minority thing, not a black thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's my final my final bits of this bullshit. I can't believe people have just been spazzing out over this bullshit. My God. All right. I mean, luckily, I don't know. I mean, the Academy is taking strides. One thing I want to say is don't just add diversity just so that you don't seem racist, because I don't want them to do that either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, put in there, put a bunch of gay people in there, put a bunch of Latinos in there if they truly deserve it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thoughts on it. But let's just move on. By the way, Chris Rock killed it. I thought he did spectacular.
Yeah, he did great.
I really want I would love for Kevin Spacey or Louis C.K. to host next time. Yeah. I think Louis C.K. would fucking murder it. But you want to bring up the nominee list, and let's try to speed rush this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess to start off, Mad Max got 6 awards or something?
Yeah, Mad Max got 6. It's weird because I called most of them. The only one that I missed out on was for Best Picture. They didn't win for that, but they crushed it, man. They did a great job.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. I think they won for sound mixing, production design, sound editing, makeup, hairstylist, costume design, and I think that was it. I don't know if they won for cinematography. I have to go back and look at that.
They did not. They did not win for cinematography.
Yeah, The Revenant won for that one. Thankfully, gosh.
Yeah, my boy Manuel Lubezki won for best cinematography, and that makes him 3 back to back.
Yeah, it's true.
Gravity. Oh shit! Oh yeah, Birdman, and then The Revenant. Bam, 3, son.
Yeah, dude.
Killing them. Let's talk about best visual effects really quick.
Okay.
Best visual effects. It's interesting. I mean, I loved Ex Machina. I was just fuck, man. I don't know. I was really surprised that won.
Yeah, I really was too. I was thinking it could have gone either to Mad Max, Star Wars, or The Revenant. To be quite honest with you, I was thinking that Star Wars was going to kind of pull away with it. Surprisingly, it didn't win any awards. And I mean, the effects for Ex Machina were seamless. They really did look real. But I don't think it was enough VFX to say it was the best to me.
Well, I just one reason I can kind of see why maybe they gave it the edge is because I really didn't think about the visual effects in that movie.
Yeah.
They were so good that, to be honest, outside the robot, I didn't really think about it too much. It was really seamless. Personally, I would have given it to Star Wars, a close second being The Revenant, because there's a considerable amount of visual effects in The Revenant that most people probably didn't even pay attention to.
Very true. Oh, that's very true.
Like certain deers or the bear, just real subtle shit. By the way, as far as Star Wars goes, I really don't understand all these people who are like, I thought that Star Wars was going to win. What are you talking about? I didn't think it was going to win anything. Personally.
I was at least thinking that it could win for visual effects. I didn't think it was going to win for the soundtrack because, I mean, I didn't like the soundtrack necessarily as much as the original stuff that John Williams had done. Makeup and design, I mean, was one thing. Production design, and visual effects were the only ones that I was thinking that had a really good chance of winning. But I was sad that it didn't win anything. I think it should have gotten the Best Picture nomination, though, to be quite honest.
it would have been nice to see, but would have been nice to see. Wait a second. Well, can you go to Best Picture nominees really quick?
Yeah, Spotlight won.
Yeah. Was it Hateful Eight was not in there, right?
Hateful Eight was not nominated in Best
Okay.
Picture.
I just want to double check. But yeah, Hateful Eight wasn't in there neither. Creed wasn't in there neither.
Yeah.
Straight Outta Compton, not in there. You know, shit happens, man. It would have been nice if it wasn't visual effects, but you know, whatever. So best supporting actress?
I was really rooting for Jennifer Jason Leigh, but Alicia Vikander won her first Oscar for The Danish Girl.
Yeah, thank God. For some reason, there's this huge push I felt towards Kate Winslet, which I didn't understand. I felt like Alicia was outstanding in The Danish Girl, whereas Kate Winslet, she just did a great job handling Aaron Sorkin dialogue, but outside of that, she didn't do anything to trump the other nominees for me.
Yeah, because I think her because I looked at Steve Jobs, and I mean, she did a great job. The thing is that it was her chemistry with Michael Fassbender. They played off of each other. It wasn't that she carried the lead role, you know what I'm saying? Like, just ran with it. Like, I think that she did a good job with him, but it wasn't anything like eye-catching that this would be. I would say, man, she was the best actress out of everybody here. I think that Rachel McAdams did a better job than her. and that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
So, but nah, I didn't think she should have won either.
I was glad. I was really happy that Alicia won, personally.
Now, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think that she could have been nominated for Ex Machina, though? Because I thought she did a great job in that.
I mean, she did, but, like, she was a robot. A very emotionless robot as well.
Very convincing, yeah.
I mean, she did good, but she was really good in Danish Girl. She totally deserved it. By the way, the only thing I got to say about the best score is that I thought it was a lot for Ennio Morricone to win, personally. I don't understand people being like, how did John Williams not look? The score for The Force Awakens, it's okay.
Yeah. It's definitely not the best that he's done. And I really was hoping, actually, for Ennio to win, too. I was rooting for him to win that.
Every time to give the full, and I like the score to the Hateful Eight personally.
Yeah.
And I loved the theme. I thought the theme was awesome and really memorable for me personally. Played twice in theaters, so I love the music.
Yeah, I think it was definitely deserving of the win. And did it not get nominated during the Golden Globes?
What, the Hateful Eight?
The score, did it not get nominated? Because I didn't think it did.
No, actually, no. I believe the Golden Globe, if I remember. So.
Oh yeah, it won. Okay, it did.
Shout out, but shout out to Johan Johansson for Sicario. I love the pieces. He's talented. Yeah. But let's get to the main bits here. Let's I guess travel to best supporting actor, I suppose.
Yeah. Let me see what we got there. Shoot, man, you talking about Idris's role that should have won.
Yeah, I'm sad that Beast of No Nation got in love. That was the only film, ironically, with blacks where I was like, fuck, everyone was so great in that movie. It's a damn shame.
Yep. Best supporting actors. I was actually gunning for Tom Hardy too.
Yeah. The Sylvester Stallone thing I never understood. Like he was great in Creed, but when you stand him up to the other nominees, I didn't think he deserved to be there, personally.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's one of the times that the Academy was like, you know what, we're gonna give him a nomination. And the same thing. I mean, I'm not saying that Michael Keaton was that same situation. I think Michael Keaton should have, been very well. He could have easily won. But I think that this situation, the Academy was like, you know what, he gave it his all. We want to at least give him this nomination. So I think that's a blessing to me that he actually got nominated. Let alone, even considered. But if I looked at Mark Rayleigh' performance compared to his, he like makes him look like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? And Tom Hardy the same way. Like they were amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I personally wanted Tom Hardy to win, but Mark Rylance, I think he did a great job, man. So
Yeah.
it's kind of cool last that they get to him because it was a really good performance. It's not the one I wanted to win, but Mark he did a great job, so can't even hate. I guess let's touch on the animated films for 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to put my whole thoughts out about Charlie Kaufman's stop motion film, however the fuck you pronounce that. But I'm so happy for Pixar. I think that Inside Out really needed it because I thought the Lego movie was a huge snub. I love the Lego movies. So the fact that I got no love at the Oscars, I was just like, what? But since Inside Out won, that makes me so happy. I'm talking to someone who hates children's films. I thought Inside Out was brilliant.
Yeah, I really loved Inside Out. Ani Malosa, what was that? I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Yeah, that's the Charlie Kaufman one.
That one was a spectacle to watch. I didn't get to watch when Marnie was there. Everybody told me that was amazing. But anything that Studio Ghibli makes, they perfect it. But I think the Inside Out was one of the smartest films that came out this year. A lot of people said it could have actually been nominated for a Best Picture because just the dimensions of it. It touched on every level from adults to children, and the human psyche to be able to be interpreted that way. It was amazing. It was well deserved for Inside Out to win that one.
Yeah, it was just a intricate plot done simply and just emotionally complex. I really liked it. But let's jump to where we at? What best actor, best actress?
Oh, yeah.
But best actress, come on, man. Brie Larson. End the story.
Oh yeah. Okay, so the crazy thing was I looked at the movie, was it last week, and I was like, man, what is the big buzz around this Brie Larson performance? I looked at Room, man, I gave that movie like a 10 out of 10, man. Like her and the little boy, they just dominated. She was so amazing in it. I was like, dude, I think that Cate Blanchett might have her match this time around. Because, we were talking like Cate Blanchett might come away with it. Heck, Jennifer Lawrence might randomly pull out, and get something. But I think it's a solid win for Brie, man.
Yeah, I think so too. I thought that was a lock. But let's not be mistaken, folks. Cate Blanchett is the dawn. Bitches, like my God, she is so. If I saw her down the street, I would like run and tackle her. She's an incredible actress, one of my favorites. But it's Brie Larson's year, so
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess let's tackle best actor and best picture, and then clock out.
Call it a night.
Best actor. I've said this a few times. I had a bet with a friend. I won the bet, and Leo won. God damn it! I mean, there's no way that Eddie was going to win it back to back. There's just no way. Kids, no. The only competition he had was Michael Fassbender because I thought he was great as Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Leo deserved to win, period.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think that Matt Damon would win. I think that Eddie Redmayne, I didn't think he'd win 2 years in a row. Only ones that I was really worried about, and it sounds bad, is Bryan Cranston and Michael Fassbender. And so I didn't get to see Trumbo, but I saw clips of it, and I was like, dude, this man is intense in this. But Michael Fassbender, I ended up buying Steve Jobs without knowing if it was good or not. And the man, he did an amazing job as Steve Jobs. I mean, I was like, he literally, the mannerisms, the way he talked, he seemed like a totally different person. He just didn't look different, you know. But all day, bro, Leo since 16 has been a vet, bro.
They had like 20 lines in the movie. Crippled, broken down man, like I mean, we could keep going, son. I mean, I thought he did incredible. I mean, he was actually out there in the elements and shit, eating bison liver, whatever the fuck. I mean,
the dude is a vegetarian, and he did that. Like, that's the thing. Like, I mean,
I don't know.
It's been long overdue. In my personal opinion, between Aviator, you know, Blood Diamond, Gilbert Grape, I mean, John Candy. I mean, he's got such an amazing rap sheet. It's sad that it took him when he was 40 years old to get acknowledgement of something like that, of his first Oscar. Like, it's crazy, dude. I commend him because I would have probably stopped giving it my all at a certain point, you know?
Man, no. Leonardo DiCaprio has been one of the greatest actors of all time for a long time now, for me personally. He's barely had any missteps.
Yeah.
It's just that he hasn't won an Oscar. Dude's been killing it. He continues to get better, and for fuck's sake, he might even get more and more better. I don't know. He's at his prime right now, so it's something to see, man. It's equivalent to like seeing Robert De Niro in his prime.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
So, yeah, I was really happy with the decision, but shit, I guess let's dive into Best Picture.
Yeah, all right. Well, I had a question real quick. What is Leo gonna do next? Like, real talk. Like, what do you do from this point?
Top yourself. I really don't like when filmmakers or actors or artists they build and build and it gets bigger and bigger, but then they go do something small. I really don't like that. If you want a break, nigga, go take a break. All right. Don't just turn down. What the hell? That's so weird to me. Like, if next year Christopher Nolan was like, I don't know, doing a movie about pigeons or something, and he was dead serious about it, I'd be like, bro, no, go do another epic. Go do don't if you want to do something small, do like another Prestige or something. But even with that, like I don't know. I feel like you should always just top yourself until you die. Fuck it. You know? That's how I feel about art personally. Anyway, but the best picture nominees, Spotlight won. I don't know. I mean, personally, I gave Spotlight a 9 out of 10. It's a great film. It actually kind of blew my mind, but I didn't think it deserved Best Picture because I thought that the message of the film was better than the film itself. I thought the film with the exception, it was subpar for me personally. The film, not the message. The acting was alright. The technical aspects, it was alright. It was nothing, ain't breaking new ground here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was kind of, I don't know. I mean, I can't say it doesn't deserve it, but it just, I don't know. I think it should have been between Mad Max or The Revenant for me personally. But would you think?
Yeah, I know that we had a conversation earlier today about Spotlight, and I mean, I agree. The movie was amazing. I gave it like I think a 9 out of 10, or maybe more than that. But it was like, to me, the Academy sometimes what they do, they pick up on a story that's really good, really well executed, and the execution they acknowledge more so than just the wholeness of the film. Because when I look at Mad Max, The Revenant, or even The Room, like those movies, just in general, as a whole, throughout their performances, throughout every single actor in there, just as a movie, it is classic. Like all three of those movies to me considered classic. But Spotlight was a great movie, but I can't necessarily consider it a classic. And that's to me where that's leaps and bounds of what is considered, the best picture. And I guess that's a matter of perspective because honestly, I mean, Creed or Straight Compton or even Star Wars could have been put in that category if you're going on what's a classic, what's something just blew our minds as being one of the best films. And I mean, I understand why Spotlight was even given the award from their perspective. Because I mean, even when Argo and some other films, like I think, what was that movie? I think Lincoln got Best Picture at that time frame as well. But I thought that there were some other movies that were even better than that at the time. But I mean, I think that I was rooting for Mad Max or The Revenant. Didn't get it. Come back stronger, directors. Give us something more.
Yeah.
And like you said, you gotta keep going and moving.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that The Martian got nominated for Best Picture, but Ridley Scott didn't get a Best Director nomination. I thought that was kind of weird, but whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I still think it's weird that Inarritu wins for Best Director, but he doesn't win for Best Picture. The man who directed his film didn't win Best Picture. That's weird to me.
Yeah, that's true because okay, so Best Cinematographer, Best Actor, Best Director. I mean, everything except for Best Supporting Actor won.
I mean, I guess you could make the argument that they were trying to be just fair across the board, which, all right.
That's the first time they've ever done that.
But what the fuck? I mean, didn't it win Best Screenplay? Like original screenplay?
Let me see. I know it. I thought it won. Yeah, it did. I think it did.
Okay. What the fuck? That's so bizarre. It's a good movie though, so it's like fuck, apples and oranges.
Yeah, well, I want to bring up something. Did you think that freaking Writing on the Wall from Spectre?
Oh fuck, yeah,
should have won.
First, I want to say that I thought that his speech, even though I loved that Clay Aiken, the fucking shade that he threw on fucking Sam's speech, I thought it was hysterical. You should look at Clay's Twitter if you don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, other than that, I thought that I liked his speech, but nah, I thought the song was weak as fuck. That was incredibly weak. I think that Adele's Skyfall is like leaps and bounds over Writings on the Wall.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I was like, I actually like the song Earned It way better than Writings on the Wall. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? The Academy, they're not going to nominate Earned It because 50 Shades of Grey was a terrible movie.
Yeah.
And like for it to win, Academy Award and it be in the same movie, like being the worst movie, I was like, dang it, they're going to give it to Spectre. And sure enough, they gave it to him. I didn't like the Writing on the Wall, honestly.
Sons of bitches. Was out.
Huh? What you say?
So, any final thoughts before we close out?
I think that the Oscars were really enjoyable. It was a lot of surprises. I think that the people that earned their, their keep, they earned it. I think that they did the best job, minus, like the best picture. I think every other category was pretty fair and accurate to, the nominees. And I mean, the thing is that people need to make sure, and that's everybody watching, is that if any of these movies even get nominations, that's an honor. If they don't win, yeah, it hurts. But the actors and the production teams, all of them, they have to understand that when they do a film, for them to even get acknowledgement of a nomination, when that Blu-ray or whatever comes out, that little gold bar comes up, they got nominated. That's an honor for them. And I think that we should treat it as such. It just, even if some people didn't win, they'll be able to come back with it because they got a nomination. So I thought it was really good this year, and I think Chris Rock did an amazing job. I'll have more talks about that diversity thing later, but all in all, I thought it was a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was over long, and the Oscars so white thing. It's just like, come on, guys, for fuck's sake, you're killing me. Yes, there should be more diversity, but going about it a weird way. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably my final thoughts on it. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below, and we're about to close out.
Later, y'all.
Please don't kill each other in the comment section.
They already are. It's like they're feuding about why I didn't see you again. Didn't get nominated.
See you again.
The Fast 7.
Oh, niggas, come on. We're out. Please. Come on. Jesus. Really? Niggas, we're closing out. Peace.
Later.